Now at 10, how a southwest Missouri county is preparing for the possibility of monkeypox cases. Plus, Crawford County takes part in a recount of votes on the Value Them Both Amendment. And the Missouri Supreme Court strikes down a nearly decade-old law offering tax breaks for solar energy.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Concerns are growing with monkeypox cases on the rise throughout the country. This is KOAM News at 10. KOAM's Jalen Banks has more on what the virus means to southwest Missouri.
According to the CDC, monkeypox cases are nearing 13,000 in the U.S., and monkeypox cases are up to 25 in Missouri, where there were only 10 just 2 weeks ago. Newton County health officials say they are still finding ways to navigate the virus.
To figure out the transmission for possible contact surface. So if someone has monkeypox and say they have blisters on their hands and they touch, for example, a desk surface, books, things of that nature, could there be transmission? And we're not sure of that just yet.
Vaccines have not yet been ordered, but aren't off the table.
We don't have it at the health department as of yet. I was not going to order it until we start to see a demand for it, and so far we've had no demand for it. So I don't want to order vaccine and have it set and expire, but certainly if we start to see cases in Newton County, we will get vaccine available as soon as we have cases.
Newton County Health Department aren't the only ones with monkeypox on its radar. Mercy Hospital gave this statement on the looming virus. After years of preparing for emerging infections, including SARS, Ebola, and COVID-19, Mercy is well prepared for the possibility of monkeypox cases in our communities. In southwest Missouri, Jalen Banks, KOAM News.
If you want to track how many cases are in each state, just go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Let's check in with Doug Heddy now for our first look at the weather.
All right, well, it definitely turned out to be a much cooler day for us today. High temps only right around 80 degrees, which we can definitely handle. 79, 68 was the morning low. 90, 68 are the norms for this time of the year. All the clouds, all the showers, thunderstorms we had yesterday evening, last night into the morning hours, these are all gone. Radar is pretty much clean except just some ground clutter. We may get a little bit of patchy fog out there as we go into the overnight hours. Well, look at these temps, upper 60s to near 70 degrees. So it feels fantastic outside. We'll drop back to about 62 by morning, 71 by 10, 81 by noon. High temperature, very manageable, right around 86 degrees during the afternoon. We do have some more rain chances in the forecast. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
We'll catch you then. Thanks, Doug. Crawford County election officials finished recounting ballots for the Value Them Both Amendment. In total, 9 Kansas counties saw recounts on the amendment following a request by pro-life supporters. According to county officials, Crawford County overall remained a no-vote county, the only no-vote county in southeast Kansas.
Our elections are very secure in the state of Kansas. Here in Crawford County, we have an excellent reputation. Our votes have come out pretty darn close, so yeah, it will not change anything.
Lusker did not release specific recount numbers today. Crawford County is the only county in the area that had a recount on that question. The Missouri Supreme Court is halting a solar energy tax break that's been on the books in the Show Me State for nearly a decade. The court struck down a 2013 state law granting property tax exemptions for certain solar energy systems. Those systems, the justices said the tax break wasn't allowed under the state constitution. An Oklahoma lawmaker is suing for records of expenditures from the governor's coronavirus relief fund for education. A federal audit in July sharply criticized state officials' lack of oversight and accountability in how they used nearly $40 million in funds intended for education. Republican Representative Logan Phillips filed the open records lawsuit and says Governor Kevin Stitt has not responded to his document request. Stitt says Phillips failed to attend meetings scheduled to show him the documents. Though classes haven't started yet, Joplin School District staff are back at work, and today they had a little fun. The district hosted its opening day ceremony. First time the ceremony has been hosted in person since the pandemic started. Teachers, administrators, and other staff from all over the district's schools were treated to skits and other performances.
Really important for us to have an opportunity to pull all of our staff together and really just set the stage for the year. So we'll have a little fun, we'll have a little encouragement and some motivation, and just get prepared to welcome our kids back on Monday.
After that ceremony, many of the staff members took part in professional development opportunities. A local middle school is giving families a chance to see what the school is like before classes start. The Carthage Intermediate Center hosted an open house. Families were able to meet teachers, bus drivers, and tour the building.
And I think that's huge. It's super important for the schools to work with the families in order to kind of bring that full potential out in our kids. And I love seeing this many families, this many kids. Our parking lots are full, like our building is full. It's great. I love seeing that level of involvement and excitement about the school year.
Students were also able to drop off school supplies in their lockers during that event. Missouri Southern today welcomed international students to campus with a resource fair. The goal of the fair is to let the new Lions know what resources are available to them both on campus and in the community. Officials say there are 50 international students on campus so far, with 10 more on the way. The students say this event is very helpful in their transition. The Coffeeville, Kansas Fire Department receives a charitable donation for $9,400. Magellan Medstream partners with the fire department to purchase a new thermal imaging camera with a laser finder. This piece of equipment will be used to help search for possible victims inside a building during a fire. It will also be used to find remnants of the fire during the salvage and overhaul stage.
Our commission and our city manager bought a small, actually it clips to our bunker gear thermal imaging cameras for interior fire attack. However, this larger handheld will allow our guys to do a more thorough secondary search because it's so much more powerful in what it shows us.
The department's current thermal imaging camera is more than 20 years old. Coming up, the CDC announces changes to how it'll handle communicating new guidance. Plus, what new government data shows the rates of traffic fatalities have been in recent years. There are some changes in the works at the CDC. The agency's director today announced plans to reform it, acknowledging its shortcomings during the COVID-19 response. The plan calls for more action-oriented accountability, collaboration, communication, and timeliness, with big changes in the agency's messaging, like getting rid of confusing and overwhelming guidance documents. There are also plans to get data and science published faster, with the idea of producing data for action, not for the sake of publication. Rudy Giuliani this morning appeared in front of a special purpose grand jury investigating the 2020 presidential election. Giuliani, a former lawyer for then-President Donald Trump, was told by prosecutors that he's considered a target in their probe of the Trump team's election subversion plots. Among the issues investigators are looking into, hearings in front of Georgia lawmakers where Giuliani and others pushed the now disproven claims of election fraud. Drunk driving continues to cut short thousands of lives each year. It's a tragedy that got worse during the pandemic and continues to head in the wrong direction. Reporter Deborah Alfarone has the government's latest statistics about traffic fatalities.
A teenage girl died in Texas this month when a pickup truck plowed into her home. Police say the driver was drunk.
Justice for Bailey!
In Michigan, a driver was charged with killing college student Bailey Broderick while under the influence.
She was sunshine and amazing. She was just amazing.
Traffic deaths are on the rise for the third straight year. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates more than 9,500 people died in crashes in the first quarter of this year alone. That's about 7% more than the same period last year, and the highest number in 2 decades. About a third of all crashes are consistently due to driving while impaired.
Almost everyone knows of someone killed in an impaired driving crash.
Administrator Stephen Cliff says the trend worsened in the first year of the pandemic when more than 11,000 Americans died because of impaired driving, equivalent to the population of the entire city of Cocoa Beach, Florida.
When everyday life came to a halt in March 2020, risky behaviors skyrocketed and traffic fatalities spiked. We had hoped these trends were limited to 2020, but sadly, they aren't.
Starting now through Labor Day, safety officials are launching their annual Drive Sober campaign and increasing law enforcement to try and cut down on impaired driving. Megan Carter lost her twin brother in a drunk driving crash when they were 19.
Jonathan's life was stolen that evening. My parents were robbed of their son.
Now with Mothers Against Drunk Driving, she's working to create a future with no more victims. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Arlington, Virginia.
Traffic safety officials say reaching 0 deaths on the roads is a top goal of the Biden administration. General Motors is recalling hundreds of thousands of cars because of a seatbelt issue. The recall applies to 2021 to 2022 Cadillac Escalades, Chevrolet Suburbans, Tahoes, and GMC Yukons. The NHTSA says the seatbelts in the third row could have a problem with the buckles. More than 485,000 cars are part of that recall. The car maker hasn't reported any accidents or injuries from that issue. American Airlines has agreed to buy up to 20 supersonic jets from Boom Supersonic and has already put down a non-refundable deposit on the planes. Boom CEO says the plane should debut in 2029 and expects a trip from New York to London would take just 3.5 hours. It would cost between $4,000 and $5,000 per ticket. American is the second U.S. airline to buy the jets from Boom, joining United, which last year placed an order for 15 of those planes. The FDA is establishing a new category of over-the-counter hearing aids. The devices will be available for purchase without a medical exam or a prescription. They could be in stores by mid-October. A little bit later, a local organization gives families a chance to get free supplies as they head back to school.
Plus, we continue to cool down a bit for us tonight. We're going to look at that and rain chances here in just a bit. Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice day for us today. Temperature's pretty good. Highs only right around 80 degrees, which we can definitely handle after we've hit 100 degrees 22 times this summer. I hope we don't hit it again. We're starting to see a shift in the pattern, which is always nice. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, rain stats. We got some heavy rain yesterday evening. Since midnight at the airport, only 1/1400ths of an inch, but 2.5 inches for the month. Some areas picked up 3, 4, 5 inches just last night. 31.5 is where we sit for the year, and we're still 1.5 inches above normal. I know that sounds strange that we've been in a drought, but we were at one point in time almost 16 inches above normal with all the heavy amounts of rain that we had during the spring. We made it to the upper 80s yesterday, and then look at this, upper 70s for us today, which is great. We're dropping back now. We're sitting anywhere from 68 in Nevada, 69 in Anderson, Grand Lake 69, Pitt 68, Independence checking in at 73 degrees. Looks good up top. Mostly clear skies, 69. Southerly winds are light. Humidity's high. With that leftover moisture on the ground, we may get a little bit of patchy fog out there throughout the overnight hours for us tonight. All the clouds, all the showers, thunderstorms that we had last night into the early morning hours, these are pretty much gone. The radar is clear, just ground clutter being picked up. And our big dome of high pressure that's given us all the heat throughout the entire summer has kind of shifted down through Texas, allowing these weak little waves to rotate in. But since that high pressure kind of moved back to the southwest, it allows those to get in, so we actually get a little bit of rain. All right, let's go through time. We're going to stop at 6 a.m. When you're getting up, temperature is great, sitting into the lower 60s. Quick warm up, plenty of sunshine. We'll be right around 80 by noon, and then we'll top out into the mid 80s during the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies. Here's your forecast for you tomorrow. 62 to start, 80 by noon, high temp 86. Easterly winds are going to be light at about 5 to 10. There's a very slight chance there could be an isolated shower tomorrow afternoon, but Most of us will stay dry. By Friday morning, we back down mid-60s. Friday, a little bit hotter, 90 to about 92 during the afternoon. Here's 5 p.m., so you can see some scattered thunderstorms out across our northwestern counties. These will dive as they push in, but after midnight, we may get actually some scattered thunderstorms into the region heading into Saturday morning. This is our next storm system we're going to deal with. A cold front is going to kind of sink in. It's going to wash out, but it's going to sink in Saturday afternoon. Will be about 90, 92, but giving us some scattered thunderstorms, especially late Saturday into Sunday morning, which is also pretty good news. All right, 86 tomorrow, 92 Friday, 92 on Saturday, 85 on Sunday with those rain chances. Monday looks good, 88, back into the low to mid 90s for the rest of next week, but I really don't see any triple digit heat for the rest of the month.
Really?
Yeah, so this is, I mean, can't rule it out, but that's the way it looks right now.
We certainly got our summer's worth already.
We definitely have.
Thanks, Jack. Our More Power to You tour continues tomorrow. We're going to be in Coffeeville, Kansas to broadcast our 5 and 6 o'clock newscast live outside of the historic Perkins building. Stop by to win a Roku and be in the drawing for Kansas City Chiefs tickets. Can't beat that. Kids in Carthage were able to get some school supplies ahead of the new school year. Bright Futures hosted an event at the Bridge Church to hand out backpacks filled with school supplies, almost 1,000 of them in fact. Organizers say they want every kid to start off school on the right foot.
Oh, this is why I do what I do. I've got the greatest job in the world. I've worked for the greatest school district in the world. I live in the greatest community in the world, getting to do the greatest things in the world, taking care of kids and making sure kids have bright futures.
Parents needed to sign their kids up for the event ahead of time. Still ahead, the St. Louis Cardinals aim to stay hot in Game 2 of their series with the Rockies, and the Colgan Panthers prepare for a tough early season schedule. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
The Colgan Panthers are halfway through their first week of fall football practice. The Colgan is looking for a bounce-back season this year after going 4-5 overall last season. The Panthers got a really good group returning this fall, and that includes quarterback Tucker Harrell, running back Cooper Simmons, and receivers Keegan Fleming and Colin Height. Like last year, Colgan's schedule is really tough early. They have to go to Frontenac and to Girard right off the bat. So this fall camp is pretty important to make sure the Panthers are ready to go in week 1.
We're always going to play a tough league schedule, and starting off with Frontenac, Girard, and Riverton is no different. But where we like getting challenged early, it makes these early practices really mean something when you've got monsters like that waiting for you right out of the gate. And then we feel like it really prepares us as we head into district and into the playoffs. So we're excited to get to play two of our big rivals right out of the gate that are really well coached and really good football teams.
I think it's great. I think we got a lot of players, like I said, we're hungry, and we're ready to step up to that challenge and do whatever it takes. And we're not scared to go into a game. Like, we have confidence in each other. We've seen how hard we've worked all year. We like the feeling of right off the bat getting a big game.
The Kansas City Chiefs added defensive tackle Danny Shelton last week on a 1-year contract. Shelton was a first-round pick back in 2015, won a Super Bowl with the New England Patriots. He spoke to the media at training camp in St. Joe on Tuesday on why Kansas City was the place he chose to land.
I've always been, a fan of Spags and how he runs things, and then Andy Reid too, So just the opportunity to be out here. Obviously, we got these high-caliber players on our team. It excites me to be able to compete with them and, hopefully learn something that I can add to my toolbox, The
Kansas City Royals finish up a 3-game series with the Minnesota Twins this afternoon. Now, the Royals are trying to avoid the sweep after dropping the first 2 games of the series. Now, they're also trying to wake up the bats a little bit. They've scored just 2 runs the last 2 days. Jose Miranda, 2-run shot to left for the Twins, makes it 2-0 in the first. Second inning, Max Kepler grounder. A throw on the double play attempt gets away. Look at this, runner waved around third. Makes it all the way home to put the Royals down 3-0. To the fourth, Royals trying to get something going. Bobby Witt Jr. down the line, but Nick Gordon, great sliding catch over there. Just another one of those days at the plate for Kansas City. They didn't score. Twins win it 40-0 to sweep the series. On the National League tonight, Game 2 of the series between the Rockies and Cardinals. The Cards won Game 1 last night 5-4. They've won 13 of their last 17. St. Louis wins this one too, 5-1. Nolan Gorman goes 2-for-4 with a double and 3 RBIs. So Dow, Colgan, tough schedule right off the bat. Girard, Frontenac, Riverton, but once they get to district play at the end of the season, I'm sure it will benefit them, in the long run.
They will be battle tested.
No doubt.
Steel hardened steel, they say. We'll be right back. We take a little time now to honor a local veteran. Bill Jackson served in the U.S. Navy in 1972 and 1973. The Riverton, Kansas native was stationed in Vietnam, and we salute steelworker construction man Bill Jackson, a four-state hero. More Americans might get a glimpse of this amazing nature show without leaving the U.S. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says several eruptions from the sun Sunday are headed toward good old planet Earth. And those eruptions could cause strong geomagnetic storms as soon as tomorrow. According to NOAA, those storms could shift the aurora borealis, also known as the northern lights, farther south. That means if weather permits, people as far south from the polar region as Pennsylvania, Iowa, and Oregon might be able to see the light show, and I know all of those areas are north of where we are right now. But maybe someone who's going to be living there. You're going to be taking a trip. And
yeah, I mean, you have at least a slim chance of seeing them as far south as northern Missouri. So.
Really? Some people would drive to northern Missouri certainly for that.
Well, your chance
slim
is about
chance.
3%. So.
Okay, if you're going to be in northern Missouri anyway,
check it out.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's true. All right, weather-wise, kind of cool tonight. 62, 86 tomorrow, 92 on Friday, 92 Saturday, scattered thunderstorms.
Final sports notes.
Tomorrow night we'll continue our high school football previews with Parsons and Galena. Also, you can check out previews for like 63 local high school and college football teams. Pigskin preview on our website.
It's great. A lot of people have been checking it out and will. Thanks for joining us. Morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.